Good evening. I am Kim Fischer, and I am a sexual abuse survivor. And I'm here today because I feel like House Bill 125 would have been very helpful for me and for many other people that I have come across in my life and in my career. I'm going to use myself as an example to begin with. When I was a child, my parents got divorced. My mom got custody of me. She moved in with my grandfather and my two uncles. My mom's focus at that time in her life was on partying and doing what she wanted to do. And in that household, she had built-in babysitters, one of which stepped up to the plate the most, my Uncle Joe Dale. He became kind of my primary caretaker at that time. He was very affectionate, very touchy. Now, as somebody who studies sexual abuse, I know that he was grooming me. And it didn't take long for that grooming to turn into full-blown abuse. After about a year, I told my mom what had happened to me. And I don't know if I waited that long because I didn't understand that it was bad, that maybe I was so young I didn't have the vocabulary. I was fearful. There's a lot that I don't remember. But I do remember her response, and it was, "Good little girls don't talk that way." End of discussion. It was never brought up again. It would be another year before my father found out, and he went to police, which was great because the abuse was intense. I was a child that had been sexually active. When the doctor found me, I had an infection, and despite all of that evidence, my uncle got probation. He went on to get a job at the YMCA and did it to 3 more children. How many bystanders just stood by and watched? Members of my family could have said, hey, he shouldn't be working as a camp counselor with children. That's 4 children, my continued abuse and the abuse of 3 more children that people could have stepped in and done. Now, granted, I know that we've talked about the fact that there is already a law here in the state of Utah that addresses children and the elderly. But this is just an example of how bystanders will turn a blind eye to not address something that's uncomfortable for them. And as a journalist, I've done so many stories over the past few years about domestic violence, where people knew about the abuse, they saw the evidence, they got the phone calls, and they didn't take action. And these victims died. And the reason that people don't take action, in my opinion, in my experience as a journalist, is that people feel uncomfortable about these topics, specifically sexual abuse, domestic violence. People feel like it's not their place to intervene, and they don't know how to intervene. And what I like about House Bill 125 is this gives them an option. It lets them know you don't have to step in the actual situation, talk to anyone involved. Call a professional. These professionals can come in and take over this investigation. They can look into it, and you don't have to take one step towards that direction. But I can tell you this, those professionals are not going to know what's going on if we, the community, don't step forward and say something. We are the eyes and ears for these professionals. And so what House Bill 125 does is it not only tells people it's okay to say something, it's our obligation to do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to the next member of the public. Thank you.